Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'd like to share this large journal that I finished. It's a guest design team project for Lorna at TaylorMade Journals. I used a ton of her kits, but mainly I used her linotype and her French children's school notes and a couple of others. But everything will be in the description box below because there's no way I can remember everything. So this journal measures, I believe, 9 inches across and about 11¼ inches tall, and it has about a 3-inch spine. It is the first large journal I think I've ever made. I don't think I've made a journal like this before. So I wanted it to look kind of like a book, so there is no closure to it. It's very much, papers, without all the lace and stuff that I normally like to add on the edges and stuff. But this front and back marbled paper is actual marble, not a digikit. So there really isn't a theme to this other than the idea that it could have been like an academic journal of some sort with no specific subject in mind, and there's images here and there to give the hint of like a dark academia kind of aesthetic to it. So again, this inside here, this is actual Italian paper that I bought years ago. It was a special edition Florentine type of paper. It has a little bit of that gold, and I've hoarded it for years, so I finally decided to use it. So throughout the journal, there's going to be collages here and there with a bunch of leftover scraps. I used her Linotype kit. This is her marble kit, and you'll see that kind of throughout the journal. I did use a lot of authentic pages as well, mostly from the 1800s. There's a few 1700s, and then the rest are digi kits. So like this, I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up, but it's a globe in like a library. I printed a lot of these on vellum, so in person you can see through. And this up here is one of Lorna's stamps that she sells from time to time, and I backed them all on. It was a what do they call it? A wallpaper sampler, a French wallpaper sampler. So this is in French from like the early 1900s. So this journal is a little different. I made it into a couple components. I wanted to do a lap book, but I also wanted to do a journal. So I kind of made a hybrid of both, mostly leaning towards the journal. So there are 3 lap book components to this. So it starts with one of those. So as you can see, there's some pockets in here. There's a lot of ex Libris kind of scattered throughout. Here's a tag up here, and it's all the ledgers all authentic. None of the ledgers a digi. Oh, here's some tags made with leftover scrap. So again, all backed onto that French wallpaper sampler. And again, just a bunch of scrap paper. I did make a lot of these antique, what do they call it? Tape. The tape, so I grunged it up myself. So on the inside, this right here, I've been buying a lot of paper packs from like Patty at Sacred Mementos, and I believe I got this one from her. I was gonna tear it up and using some of the collage, but it's too amazing in person. I didn't have the heart, so I just instead I'll just keep it in there. So each of the lap book components has one of these papers called book notes. I love it, so I made one for each 3. This is an actual spine of a book from 1942, and I backed it onto some of that paper. This is an actual piece of that wallpaper sampler. It's textured. So again, there's going to be tags, and there's going to be a bunch of these little ex Libris cards scattered throughout. There's going to be all kinds of pictures to give off that dark academia. Here's another tag, large tag. This envelope here is a glassine envelope, a vintage one. It's an actual vintage glassine. So I used her Linotype kit, and I printed it on either onion skin paper, which is this, or a handmade paper. This is authentic Italian antique book page. This is another one of her stamps on a collage I did a few bits of stamping here and there. This is from her French children's school notes. A page from early 1900s. Antique ledger. This is Lorna's Digi. I did do some stamping here and there on the coffee dyed pages. This right here is an onion skin receipt from 1860 blank. So, and these, I did use paper antique pages that I bought from Johnny at Junk Journal Shop as well. So this is a digi kit. So this page here, this is I think it's from the 1800s. It's German and English translation, but it's very fragile. The edges just fall apart. It just disintegrates. 1861, turned it into a little pocket with some more ephemera pieces in it. Lorna's Digi page. Antique book page, Life and Works of Robert Burns. The other side to that. This I think is it's either 1800s or 1700s. I'm not sure, but the paper is pretty amazing. So again, the other side of the notebook. Her Linotype kit printed on onion skin page. So I clipped in a bunch of kind of big journaling cards. And this is one of them. They're kind of scattered throughout the journal. Here's a bust of Alexander the Great. So this is her Linotype kit printed on the handmade paper. So it's either the onion skin or the handmade paper. This right here is vintage scrapbook page with leftover tape residue. This is her Linotype kit. Here's another little makeshift collage. All antique book pages. So I also made some giant raggeties that just live in the journal. They serve no other purpose than to exist. But what I did is I used one of her kits that had a bunch of book covers. And so this is one of them that I printed on the sheet. And on the back, all authentic pages in ephemera like this, except for this image here that I printed. So a little pocket there, more of her French notes. I really like that French notes kit. Antique ledger. I'm not sure the date. Oh, 1918. Here's a bookmark with the image. Antique ledger. Coffee dye. Here's more of her Linotype. This is it's vintage or antique for sure. I don't see a date on this, but it's onion skin, and it's, I don't know if this is French or not. I'm not sure. I can't quite remember. I don't think so, but it is onion skin for sure. This is her French notes. This is one of her stamps again that I used. And so here's another giant journaling card. Her digi kit. This is her Linotype kit. Ledger. This is her Linotype on handmade paper. The other side to that onion skin. This is I think this is German page. Ledger. Here's a tall bookmark. And so here's another one of her stamps that I did. So here's the second lap book type component. So, and here's 3 tuck spots. Put these ex Libris everywhere. And so it opens up, and on this side to my left, this is all the marble and the decorations except the picture itself. All of that's from Lorna's different kits. And so I made a little flip that goes up and down, and at the top, again, all Lorna's. This is just a card made from scrap, leftover scrap pieces, except for the terms, the there's these little definition terms throughout. That's a different store, and I can't quite remember, but I'll put it in the description below. And so here's a couple different journaling cards that I made, and it's the back. And at the bottom flap has a little journaling card as well. And on this side, all these three have a little card you can pull out and write. And in the front has the Italian script from one of Lorna's digital kits. There's 2 journaling cards on either side of that. So one goes in here, the other one goes in here, and these are 2 individual tucks. They don't touch. So this opens up, and on the side, again, here's more images, more ex libris. Like I said, I dumped them everywhere. Here's a journaling card. Here's another card. It's a bit messy. Fix it. And on the other side, here's that book notes page. Here's the second one. And again, all this is decorated with different components of Lorna's kits. Here's her linotype page. This is French onion skin from 1935. So I snuck one of those in here. Here's another one of these music pages that are very fragile. This right here, this is from my own stash, I guess. It's from the 1700s. The pages are amazing. The book itself was falling apart on the outside, but the pages are these are good, tough pages. But it's also in English, and so I put some of that in here. Antique ledger. Here's another onion skin page that's blank. Greek literature book page, index page, coffee dyed paper, and then here's another collage. And this journal stamp is one that Lorna had sold as well. This is onion skin paper in the center. Here's another large journaling card. Here's more antique book page, antique ledger, or onion skin. This is antique ledger. Here's another page from the 1700s. Music page. And onion skin, French onion skin, handmade paper, digi. This is another raggedy that lives in the journal. This is also from one of Lorna's book cover kit. I added nothing to it because I just love the way it looked. But on the back has one of these pockets that I learned how to make from Johnny at Junk Journal Shop, and it has a little tag here, ex libris there. This is one of Lorna's, I think it's like an Italian script digital kit, and then some collage in the back. So again, it just lives here. Onion skin page, antique ledger. This is from her French children's notebook. Another journaling card, more of that German English music for French children. This is a digi-kit. This is antique ledger. This is 1873 German page, coffee dyed. This is her linotype kit, and so is this one, both printed on handmade paper. This is Italian. I think all the Italian pages I've gotten from Roxy or Rachel at RoxyCreations. And I'm not sure if this is 17 or 1800s. Could be one or the other. Antique ledger. This is her linotype on onion skin. Here's another very old page. I don't even know where that's from. I think it was just from a paper pack, so I'm unsure of the date. Here's another little collage that I did on the back of this page here. 1866 ledger on this one. Her French children's school notes. So this is the third, the lap book type So it has a pocket that comes out here, another ex Libris with antique ledger. Here's two kind of journaling cards here, or tags, or whatever. And this flips out. You can journal on this side here. There's that other book notes, and here's book page. And when you open it up on the left, here's a little pocket. And again, lots of it's decorated with different components of all the different kits from Lorna that I used. In fact, all of it is. And then when you flip it this way, here's like a belly band. Sorry for the glare. And this flips out. Here's two pockets here, and these come out. This is antique ledger. Here's more of that same Florentine page with the pocket, and that's it. That's it. So thank you for stopping by and for watching this journal. If it probably won't be in my Etsy, it'll be in my actual website due to all the Etsy fees for tangible object or goods like these. So I'll put the link for all that down below. I thank you all for stopping by, and I'll see you soon.